and wealth. Thank you. Health and wealth. When my health is good, the health of my loved ones, or when there is wealth, not just money, but also emotional security, then all this talk about transforming the ego, opening the heart, is not only irrelevant, it's very, very inconvenient until one of those veils, as you know, inevitably will what? Shatter. Death of parents, change of circumstances. And then suddenly, deeper questions. The Quran says, you come to a stage where you say within yourself, say, my life, my living, my prayers, my sacrifices are all for you. And because we are unmindful, it's usually a crisis. That's why I love to repeat that verses of Hafiz who says, when you reach that stage in your life, when one of your veils shatter, health or wealth, that verse suddenly resonates in the heart, splashes in your chest, something missing in my heart tonight has made my eyes so soft, my voice so tender, my need for God absolutely clear. I love those words. Something missing in my heart tonight has made my eyes so soft, my voice so tender, my need for God absolutely clear. Just be with that. Yes, there is suffering. There is suffering. It's a world of duality. But again, here comes Divine Mother explaining to us with creativity. Yes, there is suffering. But, become aware of these wonderful insights. We have quoted many, many times Rumi, the dark thought, the shame, the malice. Greet them at the door laughing because each one has been sent as a guide from beyond. Well, it's easy to say, but do I believe that? Or Khalil Gibran, who says, the more that sorrow carves into your being, the more that sorrow carves into your being, the more joy your being can contain. I love another one from the Islamic mystics. I saw grief drinking a cup of sorrow. And I called out to it, tastes sweet, does it not? I saw grief drinking a cup of sorrow, and I said to it, tastes sweet, does it not? And grief answered, you've caught me, and you have ruined my business. How can I ever sell sorrow again if people know there is a blessing in it? This is Rumi. So all of this, but that wonderful admonition by Divine Mother, don't run towards pain and suffering, just don't run away from it. Please remember that. This is the key. The Divine Mother is working so hard to impress, to infuse us with this understanding. Don't run towards pain and suffering, just don't run away from it. So Divine Mother wants to destroy our illusions, wants to awaken us with compassion, with creativity, with high understanding. Divine Mother says, we have illusions about love. And all the great sages, they have this same understanding. For example, some mystics say, when I came to love, I was ashamed of all that I ever said about love. Do I really understand love? And I love this insight, which I think Divine Mother would say through Rumi. Rumi says, what we think of love are degrees of domination and servitude. What we think love is degrees of domination and servitude. And that's not love, say all these mystics, says Divine Mother. Love is something complete, something which is already there. It's like a season beyond autumn, beyond spring. Spring has no fear of winter, no fear of those high storms. It's complete by itself. Do I understand what love really is? There's a wonderful story, a classical teaching story, of a lover who pines for his beloved and finally has the opportunity to be with his beloved. The lover is with the beloved, but all the lover does is read all those love letters he had written to her. Keeps on reading and reading all those love letters he had sent to her previously, and the beloved says, "What is this? I'm here with you, and all you do is read love letters? It is you who is the object of love. It is you who stands between me and you. I'm the dwelling place of the beloved, not the beloved." And here comes the final sentence. True love is fixed on the gold, not the coffer, not the treasure house. True love is fixed on the gold, not the coffer, the treasure house. Do I understand what love is? It is not about degrees of domination and servitude. Can I just be with that? Okay, love of God. Is it enough to say, "Oh God, I love you, I love you, I love you"? It takes work. Wonderful work, joyous work, but essential work to enter into that state. You know, there's a verse in the Quran that says, God has not put two hearts in one body. God has not put two hearts in one body. Do I understand that? Well, here's a story which Divine Mother would love. The lover is searching for his beloved, searching, and finally finds the dwelling place of the beloved and excitedly knocks on the door, and a voice from inside says, "Who is it? Who is it?" Lover says, "It is I, it is I, it is I." And what does the beloved say? "Oh, go away, go away. There's no space for both of us. There's no space. Go away." And the lover is so stunned, shocked, bewildered, and travels the world wondering, what's going on? Why the door is not opening, the door of love? And through years and years of wandering, understanding, chastening, purifying, transformation, comes back with the realization and comes back again, knocks on the door. The voice from inside, "Who is it? Who is it?" And the voice now says, the lover says, "It is you, it is you, it is you." And the door flings open and they melt into each other's embrace. That's fana, becoming one. Just be with that story. You know, Divine Mother destroys the illusion about exclusivity, about holier than thou attitude. You know, I love to study religions, and a very important and a very beautiful topic is this idea that my religion is superior to yours. Divine Mother wants us to destroy, in a loving, compassionate, creative, wise way, this illusion. And the story which I love to relate all the time is about this beautiful mother who bakes cookies for the neighborhood children. You know, just dough and flour and sugar in the shape of giraffe, dog, cat, turtle, horse. And the children, they come in and they excitedly pick up a particular animal-shaped cookie and says, "Oh, this is the best one, this is the best one." The other one says, "This is superior to the other." "Oh, no, this is the best one." They fight over which is the best one. And the mother just sits back beautifully watching, because the moment they put the camel or the giraffe or the horse inside the mouth, it turns into the same sweetness. Just be with that story. Divine Mother is very keen, particularly in the area of religion. We don't lapse, succumb into unnecessary debates, fights. You know, I always love to share this story, a true story, in one of those very powerful interfaith conferences. I forget where exactly it was, on the East Coast, and very well-known people from the Abrahamic traditions, Jews, Christians, Muslims. And at a certain point, they got into a discussion about Abraham, Sarah, Hagar, Isaac, Ishmael, and the conversation, shall I say, politely, got a bit rough about their version of the story about these people. In fact, there was a heated debate. Voices became loud. There were angry vibrations, and we were feeling very awkward. Very awkward. But there was a Native American professor who unfortunately has passed away, a dear, beautiful Native American professor who was rolling on the ground with laughter, laughing and laughing and laughing as his people got angrier and angrier and angrier. And finally one said, "What is so funny?" And the Native American professor said, "We Native Americans, we have stories also. The only difference is you guys believe the stories." I love Rumi, who says, "What is all this unnecessary discussion about theology?" He said, doing that, you're like a bird that ties a snare around your leg and unties it again. Ties it again, making it more complex, and then untying it again. Making it even more complex and untying it again to show off your strange skill. Forgetting the point is to escape. How you've forgotten to sail the mountain air and feel the joy and beauty of the vast spaciousness of the landscape, of these beautiful meadows, of the air. By the way, Divine Mother is not superficial. She says, sometimes you've got to tear the roots of the problem. You know, we talk all the time about social injustice. Yes, to overcome social injustice, we have to have education, we have to have legislation, but don't forget the root of this social injustice is our conditioned biases, our prejudices, our stereotyping of the other. You've got to cut that root. I always talk about planetary degradation, and the one quote which I'll keep on repeating again and again, this famous scientist during President Carter's time who said, you know, the biggest environmental problems are loss of biodiversity, climate change, ecosystem collapse. And with 30 years of good science, I thought we could take care of it. But now I've realized the biggest environmental problems are not loss of biodiversity, climate change, ecosystem collapse. The biggest environmental problems are selfishness, greed, and apathy. Divine Mother says, cut that at the roots. Okay, two more just quick points. Divine Mother is very keen to tell us, yes, we are capable of overcoming monumental problems of social injustice, planetary degradation. Really? You know, I, as an activist, say, really? To overcome the overwhelming power of tyrants and despots. How do you do that? You know, in one verse, God says, fear not. I am with you. And yes, the Quran suggests it is your duty for the sake of justice to overthrow injustice, tyrants, despots. And the Quran says, you've got to do it. And the verse in the Quran says, do you think God will come down under the shade of clouds with ranks after ranks of angels to help you? You've got to do it. How do you do it? Divine Mother says, first of all, you've got to do the work of becoming a better human being, raising your consciousness, transforming your ego, opening up your heart, purifying yourself. But having done that, here's the key. The Divine Mother offers us the channel, the path, the way. He says, you've got to create cooperation and collaboration, and I'm using this word at the grassroots level, between all the organizations and groups that think like you. And then proceed with the work. And there are metaphors after metaphors. It is the collective waves of an ocean. The collective waves that can wash away continents. When tributaries join together, they are powerful. Rumi has this verse, the ocean takes care of every wave till it comes to shore. You're given much more help than you'll ever know. You're given much more help than you'll ever know. But it requires us to become more complete, developed human beings and join together, collaborate together in creating this movement. Okay, last one. The illusion of time. Divine Mother says, Brother Jamal, it's later than you think. The Quran says, Jamal, don't let death overtake you. Be mindful of time. Don't let death overtake you before you have done the real work of surrender to God. You know, Rumi says, death is hoarse from shouting. From so much of shouting, death's drum skin has split. But Jamal, you have enmeshed yourself in trivialities, and only now do you apprehend the mystery of death. Travelers, say the mystics, it is late. It is late. Life's sun is going to set. In the brief moments that you have time, please spare no effort of your wings. And it is, there'll come a time we'll have to go. But the biggest mystery, all the sages say, we don't quite believe it. It'll happen to you, but to me it'll be much later. Childhood, youth, maturity, and now old age. Childhood, youth, maturity, and now old age. Rumi says, every guest agrees to stay 3 days, no more. Master, you asked me to remind you. Time to go. But no, Divine Mother says, that's okay. Ask yourself, what remains unsaid? What remains undone? I love you. Please forgive me. I wanted to do something. The time is now. The place is here. You know, in our Friday prayer group, we've been discussing, I think there's a book that came up, 1 Year to Live. If only, I had only 1 year to live. If I had only 1 year to live, what would I do? What would I say? Do it now. It's later than you think. You know, I love the words of Tagore, who says, Brother Jamal, you are stringing every day and unstringing your instruments. All your life you've been stringing and unstringing your instrument, but the song you came here to sing remains unsung. Hafiz says, your greatest regret on your deathbed might be, oh universe, I did not kiss you enough. Oh universe, I did not kiss you enough. 1 year to live, Divine Mother says, what is it you'd like to say? What is it you'd like to do? And I'll end by this insight by Hafiz. He says, no matter what, please laugh a lot. Divine Mother says, laugh a lot, because everything is so bewildering, so mysterious, and most of all, so funny. Hafiz says, what is this laughter, this love bubbling up from within me? Listen to my answer. It's the sound of a soul waking up. The last line I'll say by Hafiz, he says, God, Brother Jamal, God wants to see more laughter, more playfulness in your eyes. for that is your greatest witness to God. So just be with that, my dear friends, while I look at the schedule, what's next. So, my dear friends, a short meditation. Please close your eyes and then focus on your nostril. And just be present with your breath as you inhale and as you exhale. Just this much. Okay, letting go of that, eyes still closed. And now please focus on the lowest part of your spine, the sacrum area. And from there, make an intention to send a beautiful cord of divine light from the sacrum area going down, way down, deep, deep, deep into Mother Earth, connecting us to the womb of Mother Earth, giving us a sense of groundedness, belonging, security. And now letting go of that, focusing now on the crown of the head, and from there, intending to send a beautiful cord of light, any color. It's divine, filled with light, celestial light, going upwards, way up, higher, even higher, piercing those mysterious realms and connecting us to the heart of heaven. Feel that, please. Feeling balanced, poised, beautifully between Mother Earth and heaven. And now, let go of that. Please focus on the heart. And the space of the heart is boundless because spirit, divinity is outside of us and inside of us also in our heart. Focusing on the heart. And because divinity is also in our heart is a wellspring, an eternal spring of boundless love, compassion, healing. So focusing on the heart, and now from that wellspring from inside the heart, pouring out light and love. From the heart, pouring out light and love in an outward, expansive direction. In an outward, expansive direction, pouring out light and love. Sending to the trees, the foliage, the animals, the stones, any person you meet, sending out light and love. It creates for a beautiful world, and it opens up our heart. For a few more seconds, I'll be quiet, sending out light and love with increased necessity from the depths of our soul. And for me personally, this is the one practice I believe for me Divine Mother wants me to do daily, from my heart, sending out light and love in an outward, expansive direction. And now, my friends, I will sing Bismillah. Please join me at the end of it. Open your eyes. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. La ilaha illallah. One more time. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. And as you open your eyes, once again, beautiful music from Brother Steve. Wow, let's have a few moments of silence. Allow that beautiful vibrations to perfume our hearts. I mentioned hearts, and it's time to open our hearts in a different way. Sally Ju, are you going to do the sharing the wealth? Okay.
So this is the time in our service when we share our material wealth with the community so that we can keep up this beautiful historic building to the condition that keeps it safe and warm and inviting and welcoming. And we also appreciate all the volunteer hours that are spent, which also translate into money in its own way for keeping this, the building right and well, and the gardens and the cleaning and all of the upkeep. We thank you for that, and all of the programs that we sponsor that not only happen in this building but in the community as well that we are part of. And we appreciate the donations to keep our budget running smoothly and our ability to pay the bills. Thank you. Yeah, I'll go ahead and mention a few things. On the back of your program, you'll see that Reverend Karen Lindquist will be presenting next Sunday, continuing the theme of the Divine Feminine that we're working with this year. And she will be presenting a service at 10 a.m., as always, here. And there are numerous classes being held now, many in person, some online, some both, or alternating weeks. The Course in Miracles is meeting, the Sitting in Silence, the meditation group, the Women's Sisiwa Circle, and the Masnawi classes. There are many events going on throughout the week. You can find them on our website, interfaithcommunitysanctuary.org. And by the way, for those of you online, I don't know if there are people online today, they can also donate on the website there with the donate button. And this is very simple and secure to do. And so we do invite you to partake of the different offerings, whatever sings to you, comes to your heart as something that you might benefit from during the week. And just this past week, Jamal has started his spiritual development class for this next 6 weeks. It will go through October 26th, I think. It's a 6-week class, and we started the first class this past Wednesday. Now, this is a Zoom class only. He has people from all around the country and even the world in some cases listening in and participating on Zoom. And his class, this 6-week class, is focusing on the poetry of Rumi, the Quran, and the universal wisdom and universal practices that flow from the Rumi poetry and the universal teachings of the Quran. So all are invited to participate in that as well. Let me or Jamal know if you'd like to join that class, and we can get you the Zoom link. And there is a tuition with that class. Most of the classes and offerings in the sanctuary are free. We do ask for love offerings when we're using the sacred space, of course. So we invite you to whatever sings to you along those lines. And maybe there's something I've missed. I don't know.
Anybody?
Karen, did I catch it?
So my dear friends, we're coming to a close. And we thank very much those people who are online. Thank you for your incredible patience. And to those wonderful people who have worked so hard to make it happen. And as the Divine Mother would say, better late than never. Huh? Oh, yeah. So, my friends, we have the best part of the service is after the service is over, we go downstairs to the promised land, and there are beverages and other delights waiting for us downstairs. So, once again, thank you so much to those who are online. We shall do a closing blessing. And I want to thank this beautiful circle of love that has gathered here. Good number today that has gathered here. Thank you so much for your presence. Let's sing those words. It's in your flyer, actually, at the end. I am blessed by your presence, O Lord. We are filled with your blessings, Allah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. Ya Allah. One more time. We are blessed by your presence, O Lord. We are filled with with your blessings, Allah. La ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, Ya